Oh, good morning, Don Dyer here. Hey, in this area here, the fabulous and famous Monarch 10EE lathes are quite a bit more common than in some other areas. And the reason is we have the nuclear reservation out here and all kinds of related stuff, national labs and this and that. And the Monarch 10EE is a real durable machine if you maintain it, and I think that's one of the reasons that it's so widely used here. And plus it's government operations, and they'll buy things regardless of cost sometimes too. But sometimes you get what you paid for. And by the time the lathes are used up at Hanford, for one thing, they're generally pretty well beat up and cooked out. But a fellow dropped by, he got a quote back in 1987 for a brand new Monarch 10EE, and I have the paperwork here in the quote, and I thought it might be interesting to look at. So let's have a look at that, okay? And I have it sitting on my own 1983 inch metric Monarch 10EE. And I'll get this camera mounted here and the microphone turned around so you can hear me. I hope you're all doing well. This is my new announcement channel, I guess you could call it. Further machining videos will be done on a podcast. And the reason for that is these YouTube channels aren't stable. People lose them. I've lost two of them. One with almost 4,000 subscribers and the last one with some 1,800. Okay, this is the outfit here that that was handling the machines. They were in Seattle and Portland, and they kept in their showroom back then factory reconditioned Monarch 10EEs, which they would often sell. They're just so, you know, they'd be repainted and reset up. But this is for a new one, and they have all, I just thought I'd show you the whole line of stuff here. Here's all the Monarch stuff. Monarch, Dean Smith and Grace, heavy duty lathes, standard and CNC. This is 1987 now. Barnes and Oliver, etc. So, okay, the first time I came across Royal was about 1982, and a hydraulic shop I worked for bought one of their rebuilt ones they had in the showroom. A little advertising here. I don't know if I've seen this before. It's a copy, but they included that, and here's the quote. And here we are. Royal Machine Tools, pleased to provide as requested. And it's just the basic lathe, not an inch metric. EE variable speed, sensitive precision, toolmakers lathe, complete with 5 horsepower, infinitely variable speed control, wired, ready to run, arranged for AC 50 or 60 hertz, 208, 230, 380, 460, or 575 volts, 3-phase. Now this would be the their first all solid state regenerative drive. 5 horsepower, all electronic. And let's see here, swing over bed, 12.5. Swing over cross slide, 7.25. Distance between centers, 20. High speed range, 40 to 4,000. And then back here, 800. Range of threads, 3 to 184. See, this is not the inch metric. Now, that I'll talk about that a little bit later here. Range of feet, half thousands. to 16. Now, I've in other channels that have disappeared, I refer to the Romicron boring head manual that for holding 8/10,000ths in boring, which is harder to do than turning, you need a feet of less than 1/1000th, and you can see these square dial machines provide 1/2,000ths, and that's really nice. Okay, drive to spindle through multiple V belts, that would be 2. Both forward or reverse spindle control provided. Large tachometer indicates spindle RPM. Spindle lock knob provides an interlocked electrically with main drive motor. It means you can't start it with the collet lock in. Precision lead screw for threading only. When threading drive from spindle is through totally enclosed gears. So when it's in feet, it uses a belt and bypasses the gear end train, as these are. Four flame hardened bedways. I'm glad they didn't leave one soft, huh? Well, that's just a description. Bed casting of metallurgically controlled cast iron hardened. ASA cam lock, spindle nose, longitudinal cross feed through positive cone type friction clutches. Probably the best in the business. They are nice. Automatic lubrication, quick clamping, tailstock. Standard equipment includes built-in reservoir, chip pan, 5-inch diameter dog plate, large 11-inch diameter faceplate. That's standard faceplates. And they usually serial numbered to the machine. Compound rest, that's nice to have. Of course, you could order these with different, with just a cross slide with more or less turret lathe type setup. Carriage stop. I didn't know that was included, and those are often gone. As a matter of fact, I don't have one. Let's see, chase and stop, yeah, that's built in. Quick clamping tailstock tool post centers. That'd be a lantern tool post, I believe, and centers and wrenches. No chucks. There's the price, $45,920. For that basic machine. Just a second, I gotta drink some coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, back here after I had a sip of coffee, I was getting a little hoarse. On to the quote here for the Monarch lathe. Back onto this tripod. And we'll look down at it a little bit. Okay, so we're at the price here of just almost $46,000. And I'm telling you, this was the good old days, 1987, because inflation or something jumped in, a bunch of things happened, the prices substantially increased. So, okay, if you want, I didn't know they had it's kind of light 3-jaw. They have an 8-inch buck adjustable, just true 3-jaw, $855. Now I tell you, these chucks, if you order them with the machine, they're fit to the machine, like I've done on my videos, getting stray chucks and fitting them to machines. They do that for you, and that's why they cost more. Here's an 8-inch buck 4-jaw. And that's a good price. Look at that, $600. But $600 in '87 was quite a bit more. The Travidile. Of course, I have a Travidile on here. It's traditional with me. $1,020 mounted on the carriage wing like I got there. And collet attachment, only $1,460. A set of collets, and they're good ones, $1,280. Tool cabinet with the board. Always wondered what those cost. Those are $905. The Sojourn chuck 2J, $580. And I thought the collets weren't too bad by 64th, $750. The steady rest, 615. Follow rest, 355. They made a dozen different follow rest, I think. A Loris tool post and holders, 733. Coolant pump with piping, it's a gusher. Pretty pricey, 1305. Taper attachment. Now this is kind of interesting. I've seen a variety of prices on these, and later just really high prices. But in 1987, the taper attachment was only $2,030. The work light. There's one here on this machine. We'll have a look at it in a second. $225, and it's electrics, a real good one. And Jacob's drill chuck, model 14N, $86 with the arbor. Let's see what else we got here. Stuck together. Yep, okay. Jacob's drill chuck with arbor, number 20N. I think that's the 3/4, but I'm not sure. $204. Maybe the 20 is the big one, huh? Then we got an Albrecht one for $144. It was kind of funny, those Albrecht chucks were one time cheaper than the ball bearing key type chucks. Then all of a sudden, Mahondro, James Mahondro. He's, I bet, long retired. Terms and conditions of sale. Well, basically, I can tell you, if you commit to this thing and you back out, they're going to sue you. So you... They gave a rancher, which this guy could buy this thing, of time. Approximate. The payment is due and payable in 30 days after shipment. So, I don't know. It looked like they might have had these almost ready to go. But if you wanted the inch metric threading and the inch metric dials and stuff, they're not listing that as that's almost a special order. And what's really cool that came with this is the blue lathe brochure in excellent condition. Now these are rare, this brochure. And let's look at it. I have one of these, but it's really been kicked around. Everybody wonders what happened to that blue lathe. Now, you can tell the regenerative all electronic drive because of where that disconnect handle is right there. On this 83 is the last year of vacuum tubes, and the disconnect handle's right there. That's how you tell. And this is inch metric. You can tell by it's got 3 levers here, 3 of them. And then this kind of a squarish plaque with no window or pointer in it. A little bit plainer there. But now, that's a beautiful machine, you have to say. And there it is, the legendary precision. Monarch's reputation for excellence is clearly reflected in the model EE 10-inch precision toolmakers lathe. A tool so precise and sensitive and durable that has become the standard to which all others are compared. Like it or not, that's the way it is. And you know, the stuff, these machines, I think one of the best aspects is just plain ease of use. If you're used to the gearhead lathes, the heavy machines, all the controls are exactly in the same place. Uncompromising accuracy. One of the interesting things about these Monarchs is throughout their, no matter how, if you look at the automotive industry, you know, cars got pretty crappy in the 70s and 80s. These got better. And they show where the vacuum tubes on mine are. They show these very large circuit boards here. And the idea was to have a spare set of circuit boards in case you had any kind of problems. And now, see, this is very, very old. And so nowadays, depending on how the machine is used and stored, would determine the condition of the drive. Because those are electronic components, and things like capacitors and stuff like that leak and get so they don't work. And just really nice photography on this thing. Sensitivity and stability. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? And the precision you can feel, it's true. This handling, the controls on this is like those on precision instruments like micrometers. I think we have one more fold out here, I'm not sure. Something going on. And the accessories. Dimensions and weight. Yeah, net weight, these are 3,250 pounds. About 350 pounds lighter than a motor generator drive one. Those motor generator drives are heavy. So there's the accessories. There's the cabinet for $1,000 and the $250 work light. That's the same one on here. We'll stand back and look at this. All right, very nice. I'm going to try to take very good care of this. Now here you don't see very often is the ANSI standards for toolmakers lathes. And it shows, I'll try to hold this steady. This camera does, I don't know if it'll focus it. We'll scan it a little bit and you can see what the specifications are of a toolmaker's lathe. Yeah, okay. So I'll stand back in a minute here, and this 1983 lathe is more deluxe than standard. It has a lot of features except one, and that is rapid return for the ELSR. It's a whole nother circuit, and I actually could add it because I think I gathered enough parts to do it. Then I go, well, I don't really need it. But maybe I'll do it someday. It's just adds another switch in here, different control panel, and I got those things and relays and all that. So this is the last vacuum tube, year 1983, and it's got the inch metric gearbox here. You've got the 3 levers there, and it's also got that the basic lathe doesn't have is the electric lead screw reverse bracket and this control rod. And all this really does is it returns the spindle switch to neutral, either direction. And it's got these dogs right here that you set. Then there's kind of a fork arrangement that catches it and brings this back to neutral. So you can thread at high speed with that. Then it trips the dog, and the dynamic braking stops the spindle at even fast speeds within a couple of turns. So you can fade the threads out. Let's see if I can get this microphone a little better. Kind of flipped around on me. I hope you could hear me all right. I think so. Well, so this has the inch metric package, which includes the dials here that read inch and metric. Got that thread stop in. See, it's got 2 bands. Then these are geared, just like change gears on a lathe, to transpose inch to metric, because that's an inch lead screw. And these inch metric lathes, for your information, have 10 thread per inch leads, which is different than the inch only, which I believe are 8. Same with the compound here. And on the tailstock, they stayed with the 8 threads and have a fixed dial here that reads both inch and metric. And in very irritating is it reads in 1/16 of an inch instead of thousandths. And a lot of people don't like that. I got used to it and can do some other things. It's got the taper attachment here. And just about everything except that rapid return, and I think I just leave the machine alone and not install that. So that's what one looks like. That's full deluxe. And you know, it might seem like a lot of money, which it is, but in relatively, I think they're a good buy. Okay, you guys have a good time. Now keep an eye on this channel, because I'm gonna announce my podcast. And on the podcast, I think it would be a good place to really demonstrate this machine. Okay, I'll be back.